What's going on, guys? Ninebot here, back with another Anthem video, and oh boy, we got a lot to go over today. It seems like BioWare just can't catch a break, but we will have some positive news to talk about. I won't spend the whole video bashing on the game, but one thing we got to get out of the way first. PlayStation 4 seem to be having a rough go of it. The game is apparently, people are saying bricking consoles, but it seems more like it's causing a power off issue that the PlayStation 4 really hates. So basically what's happening is when you get a crash or a game error, or sometimes when you just try to exit the game, the system will just shut off. And the PlayStation 4 button on the controller won't turn it back on. The power button on the console won't turn it back on sometimes. Sometimes you have to unplug it and plug it back in. Now, if you know anything about the PlayStation 4, it really hates improper shutoffs, like with the power cord being pulled. And when you turn it back on, it will scold you with a message, and then it will run a system storage check and make sure basically the system is okay. Now, this could have the potential to do damage to a system and potentially actually break it. This is not good. This needs to be fixed. I'm not quite sure how this made it through the console search process, and it appears to only really be affecting the PlayStation 4 in this way. I haven't experienced anything like this on the PC. I do get occasional crashes or audio bugs, and I've looked into the Xbox One side of things, and yes, there's crashing, but I haven't found really any, maybe one or two reports of the game actually screwing up the console. So yeah, this needs to be fixed. There's also been rumors that Sony is handing out no questions asked refunds for the game because it's causing these crashes, although I've seen conflicting reports from users on Reddit saying that, yeah, it was a seamless process, and others saying that they got a little pushback from the Sony support reps. Anyway, you look at it, that's not good. They need to get that sorted out right away, because if your PS4 breaks to the point where you have to have it repaired, that's going to be a couple $100, and Sony, EA, and BioWare are definitely not going to give you that money. Alright, so let's move on and talk about the Anthem 90-day roadmap. Now, this was released a little while ago, and there are a lot of things listed for March. There was also some things listed for February. February was There Be Giants Outlaw Outrage, and there was also supposed to be Shaper Storms. Well, they didn't happen, and if you take a look at the roadmap, Shaper Surge is actually in April. So I don't know if they had a problem and it got pushed back without them saying anything, or if it was going to repeat. What we do have to look forward to is new items, There Be Giants, Outlaw Outrage. Also legendary missions, which are going to be versions of story missions that you can run on legendary difficulty, and harder difficulty, I should say. And Elysian Stronghold caches, which, that's a terrible name, but they're going to be in strongholds. They're special chests you can find, and they're going to have cosmetics in them, which is cool. I like cosmetics. You all like cosmetics, so another reason to run strongholds. Now, let's dig into this a little bit, because if we flip over to April and look at it, there are several Cortex locked events, which we don't know what they could be. They could be something brand new. They could be repeats of the same thing. Legendary Missions Phase 2, there's a new stronghold, the Sunken. Weekly stronghold challenges, and of course guilds and things like that are coming a little later on, but the biggest thing on the horizon right here is a new stronghold, because honestly, you only have 3 strongholds, one of which is from the demo and one of which is the last mission of the game, so that content is a little thin. I would really prefer to see strongholds be a priority, because a lot of the world events, if you think about it, Outlaw Outrage, what did that do? All it did was spawn a bunch of outlaws around the world. There's something about a boss that Euro says, but I don't recall seeing one. The There Be Giants was kind of okay. I'm not a big fan of fighting titans, and you had to go find 4 titans and kill them. I mean, it was neat that they were named and they were powerful and you could go take them down, but what we really need is the new stronghold, and also to see what Shaper Surge actually is. And of course, it's going to be a couple more months before we can actually get our first Cataclysm. It's going to be sometime in April. So content's a little thin on the ground. Now, we do think that the Stronghold caches and legendary missions might be coming on March 12th because of a tweet that Ben Irving put out in response to a player asking him what 0% was going to do for him on a weapon roll, and he said that it would be being addressed in a patch on March 12th, and there have been other comments that there is stuff coming in the mid-March patch, which would make sense for this to actually be that same patch. Not a hot fix, but an actual big patch. So there's a lot to look forward to, but we don't know if it's going to just be a bunch more world events, and they need to add some complexity to the world events, I feel. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below, but a lot of the world events are kind of basic, and I feel there's room for them to do a lot more epic stuff, but that's really it for the 90-day plan as far as things go. It's basically just adding dribs and drabs of new content, which we knew they were going to do, but the content needs to be interesting, and I really hope that they can do that, because right now it seems that at every step they just kind of are shooting themselves in the foot. So hopefully May, it actually is May, I just looked, May's Cataclysm event will be something awesome. And don't forget that the game is split up into acts. Act 1, Echoes of Reality, Act 2, and Act 3. So there's a lot to see, but I hope the game can get there. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you excited about the Stronghold caches? What do you think about the world event complexity? And what do you think about legendary missions? If you found the video useful, helpful, hey, a like and a subscribe really helps me out. My name's Nightbot. I'll see you guys next time.